Welcome to Sharing the Light, the Sunshine Cathedral's talk show webcast where we discuss theological, ethical, spiritual, and social issues with the cathedral's pastoral staff. Sunshine Cathedral is a metropolitan community church affiliated with the Center for Progressive Christianity. We're located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, we hope you will enjoy this episode of Sharing the Light. Hello and welcome to Sharing the Light. I'm Reverend Robert Griffin here at the Sunshine Cathedral. Joining me, of course, is our senior pastor, the Reverend Dr. Durrell Watkins. Today, our focus is looking at, can we agree to disagree about same-gender love? So, Pastor, let's get going into this discussion.
Ask the question again.
Can we agree to disagree about same-gender love?
No. Thank you for joining us today. No, it's that's one of those disingenuous phrases, I think, that when people say sort of mean and unkind things to same-gender loving people, and when same-gender loving people push back, well, then the follow-up phrase is, well, we'll just have to agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. Well, no, you can agree to disagree. I'm never going to agree that it's okay to think that I am subhuman or that I don't have sacred value or that there is one thing in the world wrong with my long-term loving relationship. I'll never agree that that's an okay judgment to make. Just like I hope if that is a heterosexual person saying that person would never agree that it's okay for me to denigrate their relationship. That I hope that they would never say, well, you can think that it's wrong that I love my husband or I love my wife or we love our kids or, but that's okay. You just get to think that. No, it's not okay. It's, you can't change it. If I feel that way, I feel that way. But I hope no one ever says, oh, it's okay that you just hate me and treat me badly. That's not okay. We can never say that that's okay. To be unkind, to be unfair, to be mean, to be unjust, that can never be okay. We may disagree, but it's never. But the person who is being sort of victimized or marginalized by the conversation can't ever accept that it's okay. I may not ever change your mind. You may never like me, but it's not okay to think that I'm not okay, and I'll just never agree with that. I mean, I just don't. I think that's even that sort of argument comes from a place of privilege, where someone who never is going to have their existence questioned can say, well, now that I've insulted you, I don't want to talk about it anymore, so I'm cutting off the conversation. Well, that's a great position of power and privilege that a heterosexist society has given you. But the person who's sort of victimized by that, I hope won't say that that's okay. It is okay for us to keep talking about it and for me to try to explain why it is that maybe you should see me as fully human and why you shouldn't use your religion to influence your politics to keep me on the margins. I mean, we can talk about it and we can disagree, but I'm never going to say it's okay to hate me or to discriminate against me or to suggest that I'm anything other than a person of sacred value.
I see this as I went to a coming out situation in my head as you were talking about this. And the coming out situation being, I can hear a young person saying this to their parents or to a mother, to a father, or sibling, and their response is, I accept you, but I disagree with you. Is that kind of in the same ballpark? I mean, we get it as adults. Mm-hmm. But to that young person who's just struggling to come out, who's just thinking about coming out, and this is the conversation he's had with his parents, what's the comfort there for them as they begin to navigate this particular topic?
Well, no matter who's saying it to you, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a relative, whether it's a friend, no matter who's saying it to you, yeah, we can disagree. I mean, I have no control over what you agree with. I have no control over your opinions. I have no control over your feelings. And so, yeah, we can disagree. But I'm never going to say that it's okay that you don't see me as being fully human with all the rights that you have. I'm never going to say, I'm never going to agree that that's okay. Disagreement happens. We disagree with people all the time. We disagree with ourselves. I mean, the minute you change your mind about something, you disagree with your previous opinion. Disagreements are inevitable. But when someone says, okay, I've insulted you, or I have said that you are sinful or wrong or disordered or shouldn't be in the church or shouldn't have a right to marry or whatever, I've said that, I've dehumanized you, And now when you push back, I try to kill the conversation by saying, well, we'll just have to agree to disagree. Well, no, we'll just have to disagree. We're not going to agree that it's okay for you to discriminate against me or hate me or keep me from enjoying all the fullness of life that you have. So I'll never agree that that's okay. We can disagree, but we won't agree that that disagreement is okay. Because if the shoe were on the other foot, I hope you wouldn't agree that it was okay. People deserve to be to live fully, to live abundantly, to have life and love and freedom and justice, and if they're being denied that in any way, it's not okay. And we can disagree with that, but the person victimized by that surely won't agree that it's okay that you enjoy privileges that you're denying someone else.
Wow. More?
Well, I just think that we're also sometimes tempted to say, well, okay, if just to get along, so that we can have Thanksgiving dinner together.
For the sake of peace.
Yeah, so we can have Thanksgiving dinner together, or so that we can work together, cubicle next to cubicle or whatever. I think sometimes same-gender loving people are tempted to say, well, okay, we just won't talk about this, and it's okay to disagree. But part of that is just wanting to avoid conflict, and part of it is also that sometimes same-gender loving people get so exhausted with the fight, and so they just want to pretend that it's over. And every time, even in our church, every time that we really push the issue, some people push back. Not a lot, but one or two very vocal people will push back, and they are always gay people. It's never the straight people who are pushing back. It's gay people saying, oh, we're going to offend our straight friends. Our straight friends are never offended. I mean, they're here because they know who we are and they want to support us. Or they say, well, I got past that years ago. I don't need that. I don't need to hear that it's okay. I know it's okay. Well, good for you. But you know it's okay because somebody told you it was okay. And guess what? Somebody else is where you were. How about you be here for them and support them? So sometimes I think that our internalized homophobia comes from just being so exhausted from having to have this conversation our whole lives. And yet, until there is really liberty and justice for all, we have to have the conversation. And we're not going to have the conversation if we just agree it's okay for you to hate us and discriminate against us. It's not okay. We can't agree to disagree. We can disagree, but we can't agree to disagree.
Great. Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Durrell Watkins, and thank you for joining us today here on Sharing the Light. Thank you for joining us for another great episode of Sharing the Light. Tell your friends about this online ministry, and when you're in Southeast Florida, make sure you worship with us on a Sunday at the 9 a.m., the 10:30 a.m., or the 6 p.m. service. And now for a final word from our senior pastor, the Reverend Dr. Durrell Watkins.
Email me at durrell@sunshinecathedral.net if you have a religious question or if you'd like to subscribe to our daily devotional magazine, Spirit and Truth. We'll send it anywhere in the United States for an annual donation of any size. You can also email us prayer requests, or you can make donations on our website, www.sunshinecathedral.org. You'll also want to check out our great performing arts series, religious education classes, conferences, and other exciting activities. For now, we wish you many blessings on your spiritual journey.